What if I told you that a single choice could unlock the deepest secrets of your personality? That one simple decision could reveal truths about yourself you've never fully understood? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll discover something profound about who you really are. And I promise you, what you're about to learn will change the way you see yourself forever. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt drawn to a color without knowing why? Have you ever chosen a shade instinctively, feeling it speak to something deep inside you? That's not random. Colors are not just visual experiences. They are psychological symbols. They are windows into the unconscious mind, revealing aspects of ourselves we often keep hidden, even from ourselves. Before we dive deeper, if you're ready for this journey of self-discovery, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This channel is dedicated to exploring profound psychological wisdom and helping you understand the hidden dimensions of your psyche. Every week, we bring you insights that transform how you see yourself and the world around you. Don't miss out on this journey of awakening.
Now, let's begin. But I need you to do something first. I need you to clear your mind. Take a deep breath. Let go of all the noise, the stress, the thoughts racing through your head. In this moment, there is only you and 4 colors: purple, blue, red, and yellow. Don't think about what others might choose. Don't analyze what each color traditionally means. Instead, let your intuition guide you. Ask yourself this question: which color feels like home? Which one pulls at something deep inside you, calling to a part of your soul you can't quite explain? This is important. Your choice is not trivial. It's not just aesthetic preference. When we choose symbols like colors, we are expressing something from our unconscious mind. We are revealing psychological truths that our conscious mind might not even recognize. The color that draws you in reflects your deepest desires, your hidden strengths, and yes, even your shadow, those parts of yourself you may not want to acknowledge but need to understand. So look at these 4 colors: purple, blue, red, and yellow. Take your time. Feel which one resonates with the essence of who you are. Trust that first instinct, that immediate pull. Your unconscious knows the answer before your thinking mind tries to interfere. Have you made your choice? Good. Hold on to it, because what I'm about to reveal will illuminate something powerful about your inner world. But here's the thing, and this is crucial. The interpretation I'm about to share isn't just going to describe surface-level traits. We're going deeper than that. We're going to explore the psychological architecture of your personality, the patterns that shape how you experience reality itself. But before I reveal what your choice means, I want you to do me a favor. If this video is already resonating with you, if you're curious about what comes next, go ahead and hit that like button. It tells me you're engaged in this journey, and it helps others find this content too. Your support means everything to this community we're building together. Now, let's uncover the truth.
Let's start with purple. If your soul was drawn to purple, you have just revealed something extraordinary about yourself. Purple is not a common choice. It's the color of depth, mystery, and transformation. Throughout history, purple has been associated with royalty, spirituality, and the unseen dimensions of existence. But what does this mean psychologically? Choosing purple means you are an individuated soul, or at least someone on that path. You are not content with surface-level existence. You need meaning. You need purpose. You need to understand not just what is, but why it is. This makes you a natural philosopher, someone who questions the fundamental nature of reality while others accept things at face value. Your mind operates in layers. While most people think in straight lines, you think in spirals, circling deeper and deeper into the heart of ideas. This gives you incredible insight. You see patterns others miss, You understand motivations others overlook. You sense the unspoken currents flowing beneath every interaction, every situation, every moment. People are drawn to your energy, even when they can't explain why. There's something about your presence that feels different, that suggests depth and wisdom. You don't need to advertise your intelligence or your insight. It emanates from you naturally. This makes you a magnet for those seeking guidance, understanding, or simply a deeper connection than the shallow interactions that dominate modern life. But here's something most people don't realize about purple personalities. Your gift of depth comes with a burden. You feel everything intensely. Joy strikes you like lightning. Pain cuts you to the bone. This emotional intensity is your superpower and your challenge. You experience life in high definition, while others see it in standard resolution. This can be exhausting, overwhelming, isolating. You protect yourself by being selective. You don't let just anyone into your inner world. You have layers of privacy, circles of trust that take time to penetrate. When someone earns your loyalty, they receive something rare and precious, complete, unconditional devotion. But if they betray that trust, the door closes forever. You don't give second chances easily because you understand that some wounds never fully heal. And here's the first thing I need you to remember, something we'll come back to later in this video. Your sense of being different, of being misunderstood, that's not a flaw. It's actually the key to your greatest contribution to the world. But we'll explore that more deeply in just a moment. Now, if you chose purple and this is resonating with you, I want you to drop a comment below. Just write purple so I can see how many mystics and seekers are watching this video. Tell me, does this description match your experience? But there's a shadow side to purple we need to address. Because of your intensity and your depth, you can sometimes become disconnected from ordinary reality. You can get lost in your own mind, in your own feelings, in your own visions of what could be. This can make practical, everyday tasks feel burdensome or meaningless. The challenge for purple personalities is finding balance. How do you honor your need for depth while still functioning in a world that often seems shallow? How do you maintain your mystical connection while staying grounded in reality? This is your essential work, integrating your spiritual nature with your earthly existence, bringing the wisdom of the unconscious into conscious life. If blue called to you, you've revealed something beautiful about your essential nature. Blue is the color of infinite space, of vast oceans and endless skies. It represents clarity, truth, and the kind of deep calm that exists beneath all surface turbulence. Choosing blue means you value harmony above almost everything else. Not the false harmony of avoiding conflict, but the genuine peace that comes from authentic understanding and mutual respect. You instinctively seek to create environments where people feel safe, heard, and valued. This makes you a natural mediator, someone who can see multiple perspectives and help others find common ground. Your emotional intelligence is exceptional. You read people the way musicians read music, sensing the notes beneath the words, the feelings behind the expressions. This allows you to respond with precision and care, knowing exactly what someone needs even when they can't articulate it themselves. People feel this gift when they are around you. They relax, they open up, they show you versions of themselves they hide from everyone else. You possess the wounded healer archetype. You understand pain because you've experienced it yourself. You understand confusion because you've been lost. You understand the need for acceptance because you've felt rejection. Truth matters to you more than most people realize. You have an almost physical aversion to deception, to pretense, to anything fake or manipulative. You need relationships that are real, conversations that have substance, connections that go beneath the surface.
Now, I want to reveal something important about blue personalities, something that ties into a larger pattern we're seeing across all these colors. But first, if you haven't subscribed yet, this is the perfect moment. Click that subscribe button because we're building a community of people committed to self-understanding, to psychological growth, to becoming who they're meant to be. You belong here. The challenge for blue personalities is this. Your desire for peace can sometimes lead you to sacrifice your own voice. You avoid conflict so skillfully that you might suppress your own needs, your own opinions, your own pain. You become so good at maintaining harmony for others that you forget to create it for yourself. Real peace cannot exist when one person's truth is constantly silenced. Your voice matters, your needs matter, your feelings matter just as much as everyone else's. The harmony you create should include you, not require your absence. This is one of your most important lessons, learning to assert yourself without guilt, to express your truth without fear of disrupting the peace.
In relationships, you are the anchor. You provide stability, consistency, and unconditional support. People know they can count on you because you show up, always, even when it's difficult. But remember, it's okay to need support too. It's okay to lean on others instead of always being the one everyone leans on. Your connection to blue also reveals something about your relationship with emotions. Like the ocean, you have tremendous depth. On the surface, you might appear calm, composed, peaceful, but underneath, currents run deep. You feel everything. You simply don't always show it. If red ignited something in you, if it called to you with undeniable intensity, you've just revealed the fire that burns at your core. Red is not a timid color. It's not a color of hesitation or half measures. Red is the color of blood, of life itself pumping through your veins. It represents passion, courage, and the raw vitality that refuses to accept a life lived in gray. Choosing red means you are the hero archetype. You're driven by a fundamental need to act, to conquer, to transform challenges into victories. Where others see obstacles, you see opportunities. Where others feel fear, you feel excitement. This psychological orientation makes you a natural leader, someone who doesn't wait for permission, but instead creates their own path forward. Your intensity is palpable. People feel your energy the moment you enter a room. There's something magnetic about your presence, something that draws attention and commands respect. You don't need to demand it. Your confidence, your decisiveness, your unwavering sense of purpose radiates from you naturally. But let's talk about what this really means psychologically, and this connects to our second major theme that I'll reveal shortly. You don't just experience things, you consume them. You taste every flavor, feel every texture, embrace every sensation. Life for you is not meant to be observed from a distance. It's meant to be lived fully, completely, without reservation. You love with complete intensity. When you commit to someone, you hold nothing back. You give everything. Your time, your energy, your loyalty, your heart. This makes your love transformative. People who experience genuine connection with you are forever changed. But this intensity also means you feel betrayal more deeply than most. Here's something crucial about red personalities that most analyses miss. Beneath your strength lies vulnerability. You feel everything at maximum volume. Joy overwhelms you. Pain devastates you. You've simply learned to channel these intense emotions into action rather than letting them paralyze you. This is your psychological strategy. Transform feeling into doing, emotion into motion. The hero archetype contains both light and shadow. The light is courage, determination, the refusal to give up. But the shadow is recklessness, impulsivity, the tendency to charge forward without considering consequences. Your challenge is learning to harness your fire without letting it burn down everything. including yourself. If you chose red, are you recognizing yourself in this description? Drop a comment with red and tell me if this matches your experience. I'm genuinely curious how many warriors and life forces are watching this video right now. You need challenges. You need goals that push you, opponents worthy of your strength, mountains that require everything you've got to climb. Stagnation is death to you. Comfort feels like suffocation. You're happiest when you're fighting for something, building something, conquering something. If yellow captured your attention, if it felt like sunlight breaking through clouds, you've revealed something luminous about your soul. Yellow is the color of dawn, of new beginnings, of endless possibility. It represents hope, curiosity, and the kind of infectious optimism that can transform entire atmospheres. Yellow embodies the child archetype. Not childish, but childlike in the best sense, full of wonder, creativity, and an unshakable belief that magic is possible. Choosing yellow means you are fundamentally oriented toward growth. You're not satisfied with who you were yesterday. You need to evolve, to learn, to become more than you currently are. Your energy is transformative. When you walk into a room, something shifts. The atmosphere brightens. People smile more easily. Conversations become more animated. This isn't manipulation or performance. It's simply who you are. You carry sunlight within you. And like the sun, your presence makes things grow. But here's what most people don't understand about yellow personalities. Your optimism isn't naive. It's not ignorance of darkness. It's a conscious choice to seek light even when surrounded by shadow. You've experienced pain, disappointment, failure, just like everyone else. The difference is you refuse to let those experiences define your relationship with life. The child archetype represents our connection to potential, to what could be rather than what is. If you chose yellow, you live in possibility. While others see limitations, you see opportunities. While others say this is how things are, you ask, but what if they could be different? This visionary quality makes you an innovator, someone who creates rather than merely maintain. People are drawn to your lightness. In a world that often feels heavy, dark, overwhelming, you represent relief. You remind others that joy is possible, that laughter matters, that life doesn't have to be so serious all the time. But now I need to reveal something important about the shadow side of yellow, and this connects directly to the third major pattern we've been tracking throughout all these colors. Yellow personalities carry a hidden fear that few people see. You're terrified of losing your light. Failure doesn't just disappoint you, it threatens your entire identity. This fear can drive you into exhausting patterns. You become addicted to activity, to achievement, to the next goal. You can't sit still because stillness feels like stagnation, and stagnation feels like death. You jump from project to project, idea to idea, never quite finishing one thing before starting another. Sometimes the most important transformation happens in stillness, in darkness, in the periods when nothing seems to be growing. Your challenge is learning to trust those quiet times, to understand that winter is as necessary as summer, that rest is not the enemy of growth, but its prerequisite. Now that we've explored all four colors, I want to reveal something that connects them all, something fundamental to psychological growth. Whether you chose purple, blue, red, or yellow, your selection revealed your dominant psychological function, your natural way of engaging with the world. But here's the crucial insight. Wholeness requires integration of all these aspects, not just living from your dominant function. The purple personalities among you, the mystics and seekers, you need to learn from red. You need to bring your visions into action, to ground your insights in reality. Your depth is extraordinary, but without the warrior's courage to act, it remains potential, never realized. The blue personalities, the healers and peacemakers, you need to learn from yellow. You need to remember that growth sometimes requires disruption, that protecting harmony at all costs can prevent necessary change. The red personalities, the warriors and leaders, you need to learn from purple. You need to discover that not everything worth doing requires force, that sometimes the greatest power lies in stillness and reflection. The yellow personalities, the creators and visionaries, you need to learn from blue. You need to discover that not all progress is positive, that sometimes the most important work is tending to what already exists rather than constantly creating something new. This is integration. Becoming whole means recognizing your natural strengths while developing your weaker functions. It means honoring your instinctive orientation while growing beyond its limitations. The purple mystic who learns courage becomes a spiritual warrior. The blue peacemaker who learns optimism becomes a transformative healer. The red warrior who learns depth becomes a conscious leader. The yellow creator who learns peace becomes a sustainable visionary. And here's the connection to those three themes I've been hinting at throughout this video. First, the gift of being different, which purple personalities feel most acutely, is actually what every color brings to the collective. Your uniqueness is not something to overcome, but something to offer. Second, the need to protect your gifts, which blue personalities understand instinctively, is essential for all types. You cannot give from an empty well. Third, the fear that drives yellow personalities, the terror of losing your light, is actually the same fear in different forms across all colors. Purple fears losing depth, blue fears harmony, red fears power. We're all protecting something precious within us. The question is, can you honor what's precious while still growing beyond it? Can you be deeply yourself while becoming more than you currently are? Now that you understand what your color reveals, the real work begins. This isn't just interesting information. This is a map to your psychological territory, a guide to understanding your strengths, your challenges, your path toward wholeness. Let me give you concrete steps for each color. If you chose purple, your work is to bring your insights into the world. Start small. Share one idea you've been keeping private. Create something that expresses your inner vision. Connect with one person who can appreciate your depth. Your tendency is to retreat inward, but your gift is only complete when it's offered. If you chose blue, your work is to claim your voice. Practice expressing your truth even when it might create temporary disharmony. Remember that real peace includes everyone's voice, including yours. Start saying no to things that drain you. Start saying yes to what nourishes you. If you chose red, your work is to develop conscious strength. Your power is undeniable, but power without wisdom becomes destructive. Before you act, pause. Ask yourself, is this courage or is this impulse? Is this passion or is this anger? The warrior who knows when not to fight is the most powerful of all. If you chose yellow, your work is to cultivate depth alongside breadth. Finish one project before starting another. Sit with one emotion before running to the next experience. Your tendency is to avoid darkness by staying in constant motion, but transformation often requires stillness. These practices are not about fixing yourself. You're not broken. They're about integration, about becoming more complete, more whole, more authentically yourself. The goal of life is not perfection, but individuation, becoming who you truly are by integrating all aspects of yourself, light and shadow, strength and weakness, known and unknown. Now, before we close, I want to address something important. If you've watched this entire video, if you've engaged with these ideas deeply, you're exactly the kind of person this channel exists for. You're someone who takes self-understanding seriously, who's willing to look honestly at themselves, who believes that growth is possible and necessary. This community we're building is for people like you. So here's what I want you to do. First, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. We're creating a library of psychological insights, tools for understanding yourself and living more consciously. Every video is designed to help you on this journey of individuation. Second, turn on notifications so you never miss new content. Third, and this is crucial, engage with this community. Share your experiences in the comments. Tell us which color you chose. Tell us if this resonated or challenged you. Tell us what you're learning about yourself. The journey of self-understanding is not meant to be traveled alone. We need mirrors. We need feedback. We need to see our experiences reflected in others to know we're not alone. That's what this community provides. This is a space where depth is valued, where curiosity is celebrated, where your questions matter more than having all the answers. Let me leave you with one final insight, something that ties together everything we've explored today. Colors are not just preferences. They are psychological signatures. They reveal how your unconscious mind organizes reality, what you value most deeply, how you instinctively respond to the world. But here's the profound truth. Your color can change as you grow. As you integrate different aspects of yourself, as you do the work of individuation, you might find yourself drawn to different colors. The purple personality who learns courage might suddenly feel drawn to red. The blue personality who develops optimism might discover an affinity for yellow. This isn't inconsistency, it's growth. It's wholeness emerging. The fully individuated person eventually integrates all the colors, all the functions, all the aspects of the psyche. Not by becoming everything at once, but by developing their natural gifts while gradually incorporating their weaker functions. This is the work of a lifetime, constantly becoming more complete, more whole, more authentically yourself. So your choice today is not your destiny. It's your starting point. It's where you are right now, the dominant function you've developed, the psychological territory you know best. But the journey doesn't end here. It begins here. Now that you know your natural orientation, you can start to consciously develop the others. Now that you understand your gifts, you can start to protect and share them. Now that you see your challenges, you can start to grow beyond them. The work begins now, and I'll be here to guide you every step of the way.